All right, friends. So, birthday weekend is coming to an end. Um, it's been an interesting weekend, I'll say. I definitely had a few ups and downs throughout it. So sometimes I feel like I have to just come to the final understanding that they can be very overrated. Um, but anyway, not completely all terrible. Ryan and I, on Friday night, we rewatched at least part of Rocky Horror Picture Show. We have this like tradition around Halloween that we would watch that and The Crow, and we haven't watched The Crow in a while on Devil's Night, but that is a great movie. Not just because it's about what's supposed happens in or has happened in Detroit, but the soundtrack is just amazing, and I think that's one of our favorites. But anyway, so it was kind of fun, and I was a little tipsy, and then I'm very much a theater person, so I love singing along to Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's like ever since ever since I first saw it. So anyway, we were doing that, and then the kids came in, and it was starting to get to the very body parts, so we had to turn that off. But um, yeah. So then Saturday was kind of like very work heavy for me at the beginning, and then doing workouts. Um, and I had a little bit of time to rest, and then we were all going to go out for dinner, which was lovely since I don't really eat out a lot anymore. Not just for like financial reasons, but like it's hard to eat food now that I don't know like how or what's been prepared. So they took me to Grazie on Main Street in Ann Arbor, which is a very lovely, fancy Italian restaurant. And it was very busy, and I saw my friend Jason, with whom I used to work at Arbor Fit Club, and he was with his family and his partner, and it was so cool to like see him again. He gave me like so many big hugs. And anyway, then we all went and got our table, and it was like everybody there just was like so beautiful, like enjoying their evening. And my kids are just such assholes at times when it comes to being out in public. Um, Especially on occasions that they need to really like get their game up. My, well, I should say, have you ever had a situation as a parent where you're out with your kids and like one of your kids is sitting like kind of all fetal position in his or her chair and just like throws her coat over herself, like, so it looks like seriously there's like, I don't know, like a faux person there, like just covering up like blankets. Well, like that's how Naomi went into her dining experience for most of the meal. And Gabe was okay. Ryan let him play with his phone, blah, blah, blah. But, like I really wanted to get a picture. At least I knew the kids were going to be a pain in the ass. So I thought, at least with Ryan, we could ask the server, who was really amazing last night, very tolerant, because I think she could tell how like stressed I was about the kids acting like the kids. And like I feel that there's so much that you can allow because at the end of the day they're kids, but then at the same time it's like, well, I didn't really behave behave like that when I was their age, when we would go out for like my parents' birthday. Even going out in general was like a big deal. So I was kind of miffed. And then Naomi appeared out of her coat and she's like started to pull the old, can we go yet? Can we go yet? And like Ryan and I were like just finishing up our meals, and it was like, what is this, Shrek 2? I'm like, what are you, donkey? Like, can we go yet? Can we go yet? No. Yes, maybe, no. So she retreated again. And I was like, besides, you guys have free gelato coming your way. And they were both like, I don't want it, blah. So anyway, they got their fine vanilla gelato, and it must have been like gold mine because both of theirs was gone in like less than 2 minutes. And I was like, must have been really terrible gelato. So didn't stop Naomi from asking me again if it was time to go yet. But you could see like this metamorphosis take place within like a minute or two when the like sugar like actually kicked into their little brains, and they're just like went ballistic, and there was like no calming them down. Like they started to get really crazy. You know, we tried to get Gabe to take a picture of us together, and it was just like a total disaster and on top of everything else. So I was like, can we just go, please? Before I totally lose it. So I didn't say anything in the car on the way back. I mean, there was like raw tension in the car. And then my son was always like, what's wrong? I don't get it. And anyway, we got home. I was upset. Like, I just was like, this is why I don't want to go out. Like, it would have been just much better staying home. But I appreciate what Ryan was trying to do. And I really do. Like, it sucks because we want to be with them. But it's hard, man. They're so hard. So I got it kind of out of my system, and then Ryan, like, he really had it out with them. I don't know what transpired, what was said, but needless to say, they were, like, seemingly very remorseful. But I wasn't ready to, like, talk to them at that point. I calmed out, and he was like, all right, let's watch some funny stuff. So he recently, I guess, discovered an older skit on SNL, and Kristen Wiig was still on it, called The Californians. And if you haven't seen, and I'm sure I'm like the last person on earth right now that's seen it, but it's so fucking funny, okay? And that was like it was completely turning that stress and everything that I felt like inside out, and I was just like dying. I was just dying laughing, like tears in my eyes, my face hurt from laughing so hard. And then the kids, I don't know, they must have gotten upset at that point because I wasn't coming out, and so they were upset, and it was a whole deal, an ordeal night to get everybody to bed. But yeah, I didn't sleep very well either, so I slept like half the night downstairs. Mama? And my neck hurt. Hey Gabe, you want to join my video?
Can I tell you something?
Well, can you wait till we're done? Otherwise, you have to be on it.
I was just watching one of my favorite YouTubers, and he was doing it for content.
Yeah.
And he made a video of him hacking, and in this video, he got banned permanently for life. And since he's
what? Okay.
And he was crying. It was really sad because he never cries, and he loves to play video games. And then he's banned, and he's permanently banned just because he did a video of hacking.
Yeah, that's bad. You don't do videos of hacking, Gabe. This is what I'm talking about. So this morning, having not slept very well, it was like, like that heaviness almost of like knowing that, oh, it's my birthday, I'm 1 year older man. Anyway, then actually stayed in bed quite a bit because, you know, it was daylight saving time, and even though I hate daylight savings time, this is like the one day you can really enjoy it because you get like an extra hour and it feels awesome. So Ryan made me coffee and breakfast, and like it was like sort of, you know, made up with the kids, but still. And Ryan and I were talking about like what I wanted to do today, and then, you know, I wanted to do a workout together because we haven't worked out together in a long time, and from like at least half of our relationship that we've been together, like 19 years, like we used to work out together like all the time. And, you know, like there's a lot of couples out there, right, who are into fitness together. Well, it's very much like that dynamic, you know, you bond over something, you both really love it, you know, it's even better when you're doing it with somebody that, you know, you care about. So it was nice because he was like giving me pretty much carte blanche. And so I've already, you know, tried to influence him to do a couple other things, which he still isn't fully on board, but he did say he would do one of my bodybuilding.com fire 2.0 routines or workouts for the day. So we went to the fitness house, both loving our location there, and just it's just so much fun. There's so much area. There's so many things that we can play with. So it's just great. I'm so happy that we have that. And so the kids were just starting to like act up, and Ryan must have said something because they basically ate their breakfast and then they were like, you guys can go do what you want. So we went to the fitness house, and right before we were about to leave, I got a phone call from the bank that there was some possible fraudulent activity on my account and I should call them back. So I called them back, and apparently, they questioned some activity over the last few days, which some of it was legit and some of it was like something food purchase restaurant Indiana, and automatically I was like, no. And then there were two other purchases, one in like $200 and one around $400 range at Lululemon. And the irony of this situation is, okay, I've had my credit card compromised in the past. Like, it happens after so many years of having a credit history. But not only was it like on my birthday and then like a lot of money dropped, I mean, for me anyway, and at Lululemon, of all places, like, I hate Lululemon. They are like the antithesis of what I think fitness gear, clothing, environment should be about from, any gender or age. So anyway, long story short, I was so upset, like, right before we left that this, like, news came in anyways. It's like the card's canceled, and then once again I have to get a new one and change all that mundane information of billing. But anyway, the workout, we got there finally. We got into the groove. We videotaped it, and it was actually a lot of fun. Like, I had forgotten how much fun it is to work out, with like your partner or your friends or whatever. And it was a fucking hard workout for sure. And it was good. Like, it really made me feel better because I knew I had to do something. I couldn't just wallow and be pissy. So yeah, it felt good to get it out of my system. And then, like, we had our funny banter, and it was just very normal, natural for us of how, like, we go back to our roots, I guess. So we wrapped that up, came home, and I tried to rest for a while, but my brain is just going a million miles an hour anyway, because I still have to plan for this week. But I came downstairs right before Ryan went out to get her food, and I was like, can I see the video from today, because I wanted to at least like check it out. And we both like just stared like mesmerized for like the whole duration of it. And it was kind of funny in a way to watch yourself work out, and then as a couple, and then watching somebody else. It's really like bizarre, but yeah, I had fun just even watching it. So he just looked really lit. I was very impressed. Yeah. So anyway, it ended well, and like, yes, it's not been like a perfect blowout, but it wasn't all negative, and it could have been, given history of mental health. It's hard to, once you get into a hole, it's hard to not sink deeper and deeper. It's very easy to go down that route. It's a lot harder to climb back up. So it's best to find ways to try to mitigate what you're feeling all over your body before it starts to decrease, because it's just going to get harder to come back up. So, needless to say, you have to find ways, right? Because it's not, sometimes you just like, you come into the moment, you're like, it's really not worth all this energy, is it? That's why I talk about being in the moment. And I think that's a good thing. Not that you shouldn't think about long term or, don't take things seriously, but how often are people now just trying to be in a moment? Like, just a little bit. Maybe once a day. Maybe however much you want. Or every other day. I don't know, but at least something. At least something to not allow yourself to just be overwhelmed by all the noise. And with that, I am going to have a birthday vodka shot to my mom and dad for having me. The first American born in our family. I take that with great pride. And thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening and night, and till next time.